So that little connection right there just actually opened the door for a conversation. And you said, I said, what's a story that defines your mission? Right? I will tell you the story that defines my mission in the first episode because no one's going to want to hear that story every single episode. But this is the story that defines my mission was Tom. Uh, he was his wife and kids were members. He was not. He had the lessons, the missionary lessons, I think 3 or 4 whole times, right? In the past. And so when we first met them, I met them the first day I was in that area because they showed up to pick us up for dinner. The whole family did. And we get to their house and then he's just in the back room. Like he didn't come out and talk to us. He didn't want to participate in any of our church shenanigans, and then, well, we're just having dinner, but he didn't want to get to know us because we're just, we're going to be different people, in 3 months, so I asked him, I was like, well, he's not going to come out for dinner. And they're like, nah, he's just in the back watching TV. And I thought I recognized a sound from what he was watching. And I was like, what the heck is he watching? And she's like, oh, it's just bass fishing videos or bass fishing shows. And I was like, he's watching Bill Dance. I was like, my dad watches Bill Dance, bass fisher, and Bill Dance happens to, let me remember correctly, not that anyone cares about bass fishing. I believe he's from Tennessee, and he wears a Tennessee Volunteers hat on his show. So there's the connection to Elder Brown.
There it is.
There he is. So I was like, I went back to the back room and I knocked on the door real quick, and I was like, I heard you're watching some Bill Dance in here. And he's like, yeah, like totally perked up. And I was all like, I said, I grew up on Bill Dance. And I was like, and me and my dad bass fished my whole life. I've been in probably a half dozen tournaments. And he was like, and all of a sudden, he actually wanted to talk to me. I was the first time he wanted to talk to a missionary in years, they said. So that little connection right there just actually opened the door for a conversation. He invited me over to practice out in the yard with rods. So that was the first real thing we did together was he invited me over to see his tackle boxes and his lures and practice out in the yard and stuff like that. We kept talking, and he said, you know what, I would be happy to do the lessons again. I'll just tell you right now though, I've had them before, and I know what you're gonna say, and it's like, so I'm just gonna let you know, just let you down easy right now. Right. He's like, I don't, I'll listen. I'll do the lessons. I know that you can't come over here unless you have a reason for it. It's like, you're not supposed to just come hang out. So I know I need to do these lessons if you guys are going to come over. And I think that's why he did the lessons. So we'd come over and talk about bass fishing. His wife and kids were super happy about that. Went over to their house and had lessons.